Hi guys, welcome back to Linda's Pantry. So today I'm going to make another meal in a jar / pouch. And we're going to do a chicken and rice dish. I love rosemary chicken, and I've made rosemary chicken and rice a few times, and it's always a big hit, so I thought I'd make that. And we've got some more recipes coming up, so stay with me on these. I'll also cook some of this for you, and we'll see how it tastes. All right, so I hope this brings you along for the ride. And if you like this, go to my Facebook page and hit like on that page as well. Give me a thumbs up, and if you really like it, come back next time. All right, guys, we'll see you. All right, guys, I am so glad that you came along for this one. I'm hoping that this is just as delicious as it sounds, and I worked hard on some of these products that I'm using today, so I'm excited to try this. So what I'm going to do is I'm first going to put it in a jar, and then I'm going to put it in a pouch. But what I want to do is I've got my recipe written down, how I want it, and now I want to cut it in half because I don't need a big helping of this. So I'm going to cut it in half and put it on to cook while we're finishing up our meal in a jar. Okay? So what I've got, let's see. I wrote this down, and I've got celery too. Okay. And this is a 1.5 pints, so it's going to be a little bit, it's like 3 cups, and that's really where I want to keep it. But I'm halving the recipe, remember. So I'm going to do two tablespoons of powdered milk. I'm going to put all the powdery ingredients down at the bottom. We'll do a 1/2 teaspoon of celery seed. Not even quite a 1/2 teaspoon. That's a lot. And a 1/2 teaspoon of herbs de Provence. And that's kind of a strong thing too. And because we're doing a rosemary infused rice chicken rice dish, I want a 1/2 teaspoon of rosemary, dried rosemary, 1/2 teaspoon of my garlic powder. I love garlic, so I'm good with that. I should leave these off since I'm going to make the whole recipe here in a minute. And then I need some salt and pepper. Actually, not salt, but I do need cracked black pepper. My salt is going to come from the bouillon. And if you're making these meals for long term, you may not have spices. You may not have access to anything, so you want to make sure you get it good and spiced. And I'm going to use not quite a tablespoon of chicken bouillon because there's already chicken stock on the rice. I think it'll be just fine, and we'll adjust it accordingly because we're going to put this to the taste test first before I make a bunch of them. And now I've got to open my dehydrated and my freeze-dried meals stuff. And I vacuum seal these, so like this is the chicken rice. Let's make sure you can see that pretty good. Yeah. And listen for the seal. Awesome. So when I do some of these meals in a jar, I am going to, oh, there goes peace. I'm going to go ahead and share sealing those jars with you as well. Here we go. Here's the chicken. Good seal. And zucchini. Good seal. All right. Now, this is a good way, somebody brought it up in the comment section of when you open these number 10 cans, they are no longer vacuum sealed. Although I will tell you that this I don't know that oh, it says till, I don't know. This is from 2009, and it's been open since 2011, I know that, but it's still just fine. And this is the diced carrots. They take a little longer to rehydrate, but they're fabulous. So I'm gonna just eyeball this because I want half of a quarter of a cup of carrots. Zucchini. And peas. I love the peas. Oops, too many. And onion. Need onion. Same with the onion. These onions are from 2009 as well. Oh, see, I had peas. I didn't even have to open that. Oh, darn it. Oh, well. So we want onion in here as well. Okay. Now we're going to go to half a cup. I'm going to do this with a half a cup of rice, since this is the taste test. And we'll see if that gives us enough. Well, I didn't even fill it. Rice. There we go. Now it's a half a cup. And we'll do a half a cup of chicken. I love this chicken. It's so delicious. Plus, sealing these up when you live in a humid climate is, boy, I'd say it's a have to. It's a must do. Get all the air out. Okay, so that's half of the mixture. Isn't that pretty? And you could make single serving sizes in pint jars, and that's where that would go. So if you wanted to do a meal in a jar for single serving, that would be how it, I mean, for a smaller eater, I'm not a big eater, so giving me 3 cups of food it's too much. So anyway, I'm going to cook this. I'm going to start off with that same amount in water, okay? And I'll measure that over here. Okay, and we'll put this on the stove. I'll bring you back when it's rehydrated and all done. And okay, so as soon as it came up to a boil, I let it simmer for a full 5 minutes. And I just checked, I think it's done. Oh, beautiful. And you can cook it a little longer if it was too saucy for you. Or add less water, or add more of something. Add some potato flakes like Deb does over at the Purveying channel. Okay, so let's give this a taste test. It looks really good. I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll give you a close-up here while I do this part. Doesn't that look good? Huh. Okay. And I mean, you could simmer this on the stove for longer, but I think the rice and everything is rehydrated. We'll give it a shot and see what 5 minutes does. Yum. I think less of a little less bouillon. I mean, it's not overly salty, but it's saltier than I would want. So, Yum. Okay. The carrots and the zucchini still have a little bit of bite, maybe the onion, but it's full of flavor. Yeah, it needs less salt. You can taste all the herbs The chicken is wonderful. The peas are perfect. The rice is perfect. I think it's a winner chicken dinner. So now I know, don't add as much bouillon. And that's really the only thing I'm going to change. I think the ratios look good. Like I said, if you wanted it drier, you could actually just leave it on the stove a little longer. But it's really pretty tasty. And these guys will love it. I need a full cup of chicken. Well, first let's do our spices at the bottom. We'll just get in that good habit because that's the habit we need to be in, that all the powders go at the bottom. So I've got the 1/4 cup of milk, okay? And we want spices. We want a full teaspoon of rosemary. Now my flavor palette said a little bit less celery seeds, so we're going to go with a 1/4 of a teaspoon. I think it really rehydrates pretty strong. Same with the herbs de Provence, maybe a 1/4 of a teaspoon. It's, you know, you don't want it too strong or they're not going to like it, but definitely a full 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. We'll need some pepper in here. There we go. Because we like pepper. Okay, a 1/4 of a cup of carrots. 1/4 of a cup of onion. Because we like onion. And it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. It's for you. It's not for somebody that thinks, oh, well, there was more of that in there. And I love peas, so there'll probably be more peas in there again. Because I really want to make sure that these guys get enough vegetables. I'm not as concerned with the amount of meat or starch necessarily as I am veggies. So we're going to add a little bit of extra peas in there. Now we're going to go to our chicken. Maybe we'll do rice next. Cup of rice. And remember, this is the instant rice that I made with the homemade stock, and we'll put that up there. And now chicken. A nice cup of chicken, because they will need some protein. And it is full to the top. I don't know if I could have got a lid on that. And that's because I used the extra peas, but that's okay. It's right there, and you definitely could seal that up pretty easily. You just have to shake it down a little bit. But isn't that pretty? Very nice. Let's get a close-up of that. Oh, back up a little. I wish I could get closer. Anyway, all right, so we're gonna put that in a pouch and mark that. Chicken and rice. With some veg. Okay, how about that? Very cool. Okay, so there's one. That's my my meal in a jar going to a pouch. And I'm gonna ask them to add, whoops, there's almost lost the milk there. I'm gonna ask them to start with 2 cups of water. because I think if they let it steep in here, 2 cups of water will probably be plenty, and they can always add more. Can't take it away though, right? And they'll be advised that they should use their own judgment. The nice thing is too, you could put an oxygen absorber in here. We just don't really need it. But you can lay these down flat and they'll pack and stack really nice and neat. So I hope this inspires you to step outside the box. Maybe make some of these meals ahead. You know, I'm going to make some for my husband just to have on hand, because sometimes I'm not here and he's not sure what he should be making. And so I hope it inspires you to come back and check us out again. I truly hope that if you like this, you give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, post it on your Facebook page. Go to my page and like it. Do all those fun things and interact with others and share this information. Hopefully it'll help somebody. All right, guys. See you next time. God bless. All right, so I brought you back just for a quick second here. I want to show you how I go ahead and seal up the jars. Once I'm done making a recipe, I need to reseal these. So I've got my dehydrator here on the wet bar. You have to put it in like the lock position on this model. This wasn't a very expensive model, but I do use it. So, okay, so you have the peas are in here. These were new lids, but you can use lids that you have taken off of your canned goods. So let's say I have this is beef tips and wine sauce, and I open this jar for dinner. If I don't bend this lid up, I can use it for getting the air out of these jars. I wouldn't recan anything for long term, but for taking the air out, it's perfectly okay. So anyway, let's put this, and this has a rubber seal here. You just set it down until it's down in place, and you hit seal. It's a little noisy, but you'll hear it. Now you hear it change, and it'll tell you when it's done. There you go, she's done. Hold on, I'm just trying to get you close enough where you actually get that real feel. All right. So then what I do is I take that air thing off, and then you can pull this off, and you are sealed. There is no give to that lid. And I go ahead and put my rings on. You don't have to. I have trouble storing rings. That seems to be a struggle. Storing rings because you end up with a lot of them when you take them off your wet canned goods. And so this is the chicken. And that's just releasing the air from between here and the lid. Not anything, the lid's already on and sealed. Just like that. This one goes in my pantry, and actually the rest of these go in the pantry. I really, you should have them in a dark place as well, but I really like to look at them. And here's the zucchini. Taken all the air out. You don't need an oxygen absorber, and it's more cost effective, I think. And you know, I have, though, as I've told you in other videos, I have eaten dehydrated vegetables 2 years later or a year later. They were just fine and just tasted just like the day I did them. So yeah, no worries. All All right, now this is the little bit of rice I have left. In fact, I might put that into a smaller jar, just because I don't want to waste space. So we'll put that into a quart jar, and that way I can free up that half-gallon jar. And because I don't know when the next time I'll make this rice again. I know I'm going to make some, well, white rice to dehydrate and make my instant rice. Because out of the two, this one was good, but I really liked the white rice. It was really fluffy. There you go. All done. That's how quick and easy that is. And it's just that quick and easy when you make meals in a jar. You just seal them up. So, hope it inspires you. And thanks for staying along for a little bit more of a ride. All right, guys. I'll see you next time.